What is up, you guys? Alex here. Today I have a deck profile for you all, and is a deck for hire. No, I'm just kidding. It is for hire though, but ignore the puns or the jokes. But all the jokes aside, this is one of those decks that when it came out, nobody actually touched it. Well, a few people did, but no one really competitive touched it, just because we had Sky Striker and Vampires in the same set. Vampires are a lot of fun, and they could do a lot of damage at a local level, but they're not very good competitively. For Hire is one of those decks that is both. It can be super fun to play and do a lot at locals, and if it's built correctly and played by the right person, the deck can actually be very competitive. But you're going to be wondering, Alex, there is Sky Striker cards in your deck. Yes, there is Engage, Hornet Drones, mainly because those cards are insane. And the reason why they are there, before anything, I was not playing the Engages or the Hornet Drones, but because we got Folgo for hire in Soul Fusion, I feel like the Sky Striker engine is very good for the deck. Because you can either search an extender, and starter and or extender in Hornet Drones, or you can search a way to fight boards on, you'll see I play Afterburner, and I'm contemplating about playing Eagle Boost and or Widow Anchor. Anyways, that's one of the reasons why I'm playing, and I'll get to that later. But I will explain some of my card choices just because it's a rather different take on for hire. There's not that many lists going on online on the deck. All of them, the one I see are like Sekka build, 60 card with Needle Fiber, and we don't have Needle Fiber, by the way. This is post Soul Fusion for hire deck. So to start off, we play 3 beat. Also, I will be explaining some of the what do they do, because a lot of you guys know, of course, but some of you guys don't. So I'll explain why I play a certain ratio. We play 3 beat because it is your main guy. You normal summon this guy, and all the little guys, the little 4 lowers, let you special summon another for hire monster from your hand. So when this guy is, when another for hire monster is special summoned while he's on field, you can add any for hire monster from your deck to the hand except for another beat. So you have to see that guy. There's a few lists that you can play with a sold and a few equips, but I feel like just the 3 beats is fine. No other warrior toolbox to get into this. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, then whatever. There's a Rhoda in the deck for you to see that later. I'm contemplating on playing Foolish Burial to have it with the Monster Reborn spell, but none of that right now. 3 Seal strategies for hire. This guy is actually really good. Early game, he's not very useful, but mid to late game, this guy is an all-star. When another monster is summoned next to him, you can add a for hire monster from your deck, from your graveyard, to the hand, which is really good. So it's like beat, but from the graveyard. If these guys added any for hire card, this deck would be so much better. But let's just play with what we have and not wish for anything dumber. So 3 of those, because it's 16 beater, it's a level 4. It's really good. Beast Warrior. I might play Tanky just for that, to have more searches, to have it a little more consistent. So 3 of those. For the 2 ofs, I'm playing 2 Hilmer. Marksman for hire, or is it Hellsman? Hellsman for hire, I'm sorry. This guy, I used to play it at 3 before we got Folgo, but now we need to find ways to put 3 monsters on board, and even though all the little for hires do that, we want efficient 1 card 3 monster combos pretty much. And this is a for hire monster you can summon mid to late game or even early game to cycle your hand. When another monster is summoned next to this card, you pitch a for hire card or you draw a card. Really solid. Just a 2 for now. It's got 0 defense, so that's why I'm doing 2. I used to do 3, but not anymore. 2 of those. Another one that I want to put at 3, mainly because of his stats, 1900, level 4. And his stats, being a fire reptile, is actually insane. Look at the 200. Just let it sink in. This guy, it makes all your guys plus 500 when another guy summoned next to him. So he helps with the OTK, so everybody gets pumped and you will ram him for a lot of damage. Definitely maybe a 3 later on. For the little guys, 2 Dampa. This guy is one of the better ones, mainly because he pops face-ups when another monster is summoned next to him. So you can clear problematic floodgates that your opponent has, or monsters that you need to clear the forest or go for quick OTKs. So usually summon this of a Folgo whenever you have other guys, but the main target for Folgo is beat, again, if you don't have beat. But 2 of those, because face-up cards are more of a problem than face down. But I still play one Recon because some people play back row decks and Recon is an all-star. He's not very useful outside of those back row heavy decks. So just the one. I haven't had any trouble with that ratio. For the big dudes, I'm playing just 3 Rafale and 1 Wiz. The reason why I played 3 Rafale over Wiz and or any other ones is because he is an effect negation built in. He is he helps you dig for your unsearchable spells or traps. So if you don't know what it does, when this card is summoned, you can excavate cards from the top of your deck equal to the number of other for hire monsters you control. So if you have 2 other guys, he'll excavate 2 and you can add any of those cards to your hand. During other player's turn, when your opponent activates an effect anywhere, you can discard 1 for hire card and negate that effect. If it's not destroyed, that would have been insane and it would have been the Link monster so much better. But he's still pretty good. I was toying around with 2, but you definitely need the mouse hole. So I do 3 of those. And the last for hire monster is Wiz. When it's summoned, you gain 500 times every for hire monster on the field except for itself. So early on, if it's time, summon it, gain 1,000, pass, you win the game. And also, much like Rafale, she negates spells and traps by discarding 1 for hire card. It's really, really good. If you play a more pure for hire list, just play the 2. But because I'm doing other engines, I'm just keeping with the 1. For the 1 engine of the deck, I play 3 Genix controller, 3 Genix Undyne, 1 controller, and 1 Christian Rosenix. Controller is pretty self-explanatory, and I will go over the play later on. But this is 1 card Folgo. Yes, if you open controller, you kind of struggle a little, but if you can make it start Yuya, you can put these 2 back if you draw them to make your Genix controller live. Undyne live, and you only really need the 1 to go off to make the play because you'll have all of this for like later on. So 3 in 1, amazing engine. It's like brilliant, honestly. 3 brilliants, 1 garnet, and something else that you don't really want to play, like a light target. So this is a light target, this is a garnet, and 3 brilliants. It's really good. 1 card Folgo. I'll go over that later. I actually want to play brilliant here as well to have more options, but as of right now, just this. For the last monsters, I do 3 Ash Blossoms. I don't really like hand traps right now. I've been playing Goki for the last few months since May, and I haven't really liked hand traps ever since. But in this deck, that's much lower, much control-y, you have to play a 3 Ash Blossoms, generally the best. It just stops so much. And 3 Ogres because it destroys a card that is chaining 2. So if you have Folga on the field, you can Ogre that and draw 3. So just 6 hand traps in the main deck. That's a lot of monsters, but the deck needs to be filled with monsters so you can start unloading your monsters into the field with more monsters. For the spell cards, 3 Engage. It's Brooks. It's such a good card. Search any Sky Striker card. If you have 3 or more, you draw a card. Insane. 1 Drones because it's 1 card, 2 link 2, I guess. So you can go for Phoenix, pop a backer of anything, then you summon 2 for hires and 2 different names, and then there you go. You got Folgo while popping a card. It's really strong. And one of the only targets that I play is 1 Afterburner. Like I said earlier, I wanted to play 1 Eagle Boost because Folgo always gets Ash Blossom on its effect, so I might want to stop that from happening. So I might play the Eagle Boost as well to have 6 targets. It's really, really solid, working out just fine. For the generic spells and traps and archetypal spells and traps, I play 2 Mayhem for hire. Why 2? I am playing Desires, yes, but I never want to see multiple of this in my hand. I know I can activate 1 on my turn and 1 on their turn, but that's definitely not what you want to do. You always want to have this to summon back somebody next to Dumpa, the little dude, the pops face-up card, and even Recon. This is when the deck becomes even deadlier because you can go during your opponent's turn, pop whatever, face up or face down, and draw 3 cards. So that's a +4 interaction, or even +5 because you're getting a guy. This is really good. More than 3, you can play 3, yes, but only if you play Brilliant Fusion and or Foolish Burial, and I'll explain why later. So 2 of those for now. Any more, it'll probably be a little bricky. 2 Scapegoats because it's still legal. 1 card Scapegoat, full list 1 card Scapegoat. You can also make Borrelstar with this, Nightmare Plays. it's slower deck. You'll definitely be able to slow down your opponent with all the hand traps that you have, and then hit him with the scapegoat for a game. If it was a 3, I'd play 3, but 2 for now. 2 Twin Twisters. Why not 3 if everyone's playing back row decks? No, not everyone's playing back row decks, but you will play into a back row deck, and just having 2 is enough. You'll dead draw the 3rd, and as you saw early, I'm playing Impermanence, so if I need to deal with the Floodgate, I have an answer. The 3rd's in the side deck, just 2 for now. Honestly, if no one was playing Altar Guys or True Dracos, I would put this in the side deck. But 3 of those. For the 1-ofs are broken. Rhoda, it searches Armageddon Eye and just win. Honestly, I've been thinking about playing Armageddon Eye as well, so 1 Rhoda. I'm allowed to play this, so I'm going to play it. Same with this. And 1 Desires. You've seen a lot of my decks. I only play 1 Desires. Why is that? I play the 1 just because the decks that I play usually can draw or surge or any of that, so I can dig into the cards I actually need and then Desires for the 1 and never ever want to resolve. If I'm playing a bad deck, a deck that has no drawing, no searching or any at all, I will play 3, but otherwise I'll play just the 1. That's the 1 pot of greed, I'm sorry. Essentially it's pot of greed, but just the 1 Desires. I might be wrong, but I never really want to resolve 2, never ever want to see 2. Just the 1 is perfect. And for the last cards, 3 Infinite Impermanence. This card is not needed, as you all know, but this card is really good. It helps you go second. It prevents your opponent from full comboing you, or if you're facing against back row decks, it turns off a Floodgate. So that's why I like this card, because it can go first or second just fine. It's not $90 worth it, or it's not worth $90, but, or I should say, it's not $90 good, but it's definitely good. So if you have these, play them. If you don't, then play Strike. Just enough. I just never win the die roll, so I'm playing 3 of these. Just in case I go first, and I can set it. If I go second, I still use it. Look at this, first of all. This looks insane as an ulti. I don't know why we don't have this. Sad face. Anyways, for the extra deck, 1 Link Rebo, Scapegoats. This is mainly here for Scapegoats, but Hornet Drones also. Just the 1. Honestly, you can maybe play 2 because of Scapegoats, but I'm not there yet. So if I add Armageddon Eye into Mare, I might do the second one. Link Spider, because Scapegoats, this is also part of the 1 combo. So I'll go over that in a little bit. So let's put it over there. 1 Kagari and 1 Hayate. I don't really like the Hayate in this list, but a lot of the times, if you go to mid to late game, you're going to need a second copy of a Sky Striker. So maybe playing the second Kagari is better than the Hayate, but again, time rule sucks. You want to get in like a quick 1500. So 1 of each for now. Mermaid is the last Link one. A lot of people give you Ibli, and then you have this. So it's another name that you could use, so it's actually not that bad, honestly. You can get away with it without it, but remember that the little guy special summon another guy from hand, so we have to. You just have to. For the Link 2s, 1 Phoenix because it's Brokes. Cerberus because it pops a face-up spells and any spell trap, any monster, and Unicorn because it's like one of these without playing 2 of them. So just the small Nightmare package. I feel like any Link deck has to play those just because they're just that good. Ib and Ningirsu. Why am I playing these guys? Before we got the Nightmares, everybody played these 2 in a Scapegoat deck. If you play Scapegoat, you play these 2 just because there's an interaction that you can summon these next to each other. Or like this, I think it was. Doesn't matter. I think it's like this. And you draw a card and send a card to the graveyard. So that exchange alone is really good. It's also a lot of damage, if anything. But you usually want to use Nightmare plays with the Scapegoats and link into Folgo later on. But just in case there's a monster on the field that cannot be targeted, Ningirsu will deal with that while you're drawing you a card. So these are definitely cuttable, by the way, guys. Like anything you see fit, you cut for this. For 2 Folgos, not 3. 1 is too little and 3 is not needed. You will never make 3, but you will definitely make 2. I hate it how he cannot be used for a Link summon. That would just be fine, honestly. Like I don't know why they do that, but I guess whatever. If you summon this guy, you never really want to get rid of him just because you invest so much into making him. And if he hits the field and resolves effect at least twice, you probably win the game. If you don't know what it does, it requires 3 monsters with different types cannot be used as a link material already stated. If this link summon card, you can special summon one for hire monster with a different type than the 3 used monsters. So I'll go over a play later so you can get pretty much anyone you want. If your opponent controls a card and it's destroyed by battle by card effects, you can draw 1 card. That's why I like strike, because you can strike one of their plays and draw cards. You can draw a card. Then if you control 3 or more for hire monsters with different names, you draw 2 additional cards. So you will draw a card for something. You will draw a single card for something being destroyed on the side of the field. And if you have 2 other guys next to him, you will draw 2 more cards. So you will draw 3 cards out of that exchange. And that is why I like the Ogre and the Twin Twisters. I would play MST over Twin Twister, but again, there are some back row decks, and having the second back row pop is better than just a single, and also it puts things in the graveyard for you to bring back with the spell card. So again, if you play 3 Twin Twisters, Foolish Burial, you can play 3 of the Mayhem for hire, but as of right now, just the one. Topology Trisbenia against back row decks. I want to have an answer to that in an extra deck. I don't have to wait till side deck. I can just summon this and banish their stuff on the end phase with bringing a guy back with Mayhem. So pretty good. For the Link 4, it's 1 Saryuya. This deck can make Saryuya turn 1. So basically you go Saryuya turn 1, draw a bunch of cards, fix your hand, make Fulgo whatever you summon with Saryuya. And basically you dig for like so much in your deck. So there's no way you're losing if you summon Saryuya and then you summon Fulgo in the same turn. It's really powerful. And for the last link, Boral Sword Dragon, my favorite guy. I've been playing, again, the game a long time, and I've never seen a card this absurd. Technically speaking, Spell Judgment is pretty good, but this card kills your opponent. This card's in every single one of my decks, and it just kills everybody. I don't know what they were thinking. This card will probably get banned soon, just because of all the damage that it does. That's 15 extra deck. You can change anything, most of everything. You can cut these, I guess. You can cut the Topology Trisbenia and play other things. But besides that, it's pretty standard. I'll go over that one play I told you about. Let's see. It requires that. We'll need these 2. And let's say you have this. Right, so this is your hand. I mean, this is your hand, right? And this is in the deck. So you go normal summon, effects. You send any water monster to the graveyard per cost. So you send the Rosinix to add the controller. Adding the controller is the effect. Sending to the graveyard is the cost. So if they ash this, okay, cool, send this. I don't add the controller. So next turn you can summon more Undines and claim its effect by sending Whis or Helmer. I think this one is a water too, so you can send them and still get the controller. So if they deny it from the controller, that's cool. You don't really need it. But if they do, you can proceed to banish this to summon a token. The token is a normal monster, as you all know. The stats don't matter, but just to go over, it says level 1, attack 0, defense 0. So you can make Link Reba of this, if anything. So you can Link Away for Link Spider. Then Link Spider will special summon a normal monster, which is the controller you just got. So now you have 3 monsters in the field from one Aqua, Machine, Cybers, 3 different types. You link all of them into Folga. Then you can use the effect, so you cannot summon a Machine, Cybers, or Aqua. And I don't think the for hire deck has any of those that I'm playing. So let's go over those. There's an Aqua, which is this, so you won't be able to summon this, but you can summon this guy, and that's why I want to play all the engines that don't summon a warrior, so I can summon this guy from the deck. So you use the effects, and you special summon this guy. Then he lets you search anybody. Let's just add a Rafala, and then Rafala special. Then you can, if you have a guy in the graveyard, you can add it to the hand, and you can excavate for all these broken spells and traps. So out of 1 card, I guess 2, you gain 3 and probably 4 from this, and a draw 3 from that. So 1 card brokenness. That's why I'm sticking around with Genix Undine. Like I stated, I'm looking for other engines to make the deck more viable. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I definitely want to make this deck more playable. Maybe not to take it to a big tournament like a YCS, but if it does well enough, hey, fuck it, I might take it. So let me know what you guys think of the deck. Check my channel for more deck profiles, of course. If you guys have a specific deck profile from the new set just dropped, by the way, and there's a lot of cool decks. So if you guys want to see any of those decks, let me know. Right now I'm working on Danger and Galaxy Eyes, so stay tuned for those. Again, like the video if you like the deck. And please tell me your ideas down below. I really want to hear this and make the deck better. As always, thank you for watching. Alex out. Peace.